Welcome back to Daytime Auto. You know, we're pet lovers here on this show. I have two wonderful dogs of my own, and many members of my family and circle of friends have pets, and it is so important that we keep in mind to spay and neuter our pets. And tomorrow is World Spay Day, and here to tell us more about it, what they're doing over there at the Ottawa Humane Society, I'm joined by Stephen Smith. He is the manager of communications over there. Stephen, welcome back. Always great to have you.
Thanks so much for having me, Derek. Always good to be back.
Let's talk about the importance of World Spay Day. Why is this top of mind, or should it be, I should say, top of mind for people?
Absolutely. So World Spay Day is a really fantastic time because at the Ottawa Humane Society, one of the things that we do is we invite some of our local rescue partners in to help spay and neuter some of the animals who typically wouldn't have access to that service. So tomorrow alone, we're going to be spaying and neutering 40 cats, dogs, and rabbits right in our very own clinic, and that's a huge number.
So you've got like a spay and neuter marathon happening at the Ottawa Humane Society.
That's exactly right. 40 in a single day is a huge amount, and we're so happy to be able to do it.
Well, and I guess that's something you do on a regular basis, right? When an animal comes into your care, that's probably one of the first things. You know, obviously you look at their, medical history if there is any in the first place, but, make sure that they are spayed and neutered.
That's exactly right, because every cat and dog and even rabbit that's adopted from us is always spayed and neutered before they find that forever home. So it really is one of the very first steps in that animal's journey to finding their adopted family. And you mentioned as well, too, when it comes to someone who has their own pet, if they say didn't get their pet from the Ottawa Humane Society, one of the very first things they should be doing is taking a look at booking that spay and neuter appointment for their pet, because it sets that pet up for a lifetime of good health. It helps prevent some behavior issues, and it even can prevent some life-threatening issues as well.
Right. How do people support? Do you have a specific program that people can donate and support the spay and neuter surgeries?
Absolutely. So right now we have a fantastic donation matching event for the World Spay Day. So folks swing over to our website. They can find a little bit of a link there, and they can make a donation to help make those surgeries possible.
I love it when you go to the website. It says "Spay it forward," which is a great play on that famous term, pay it forward. You usually bring in sort of a co-host along with you today. You couldn't do that. You were even thinking of bringing in a veterinarian, as I understand it, as a co-host.
That's absolutely right. I wanted to bring in an animal with me, and I thought, why not one of our wonderful vets? But as it turns out, they're a little bit too busy getting ready for the big day tomorrow, so you just have me instead.
Well, we love having you. We have time to talk about some other things, and you guys have a lot of different programs that are going on. Let's talk about that foster program and sort of the process and what it means to an animal to foster an animal.
Absolutely. Fostering is so important to Ottawa's homeless animals. So what a foster volunteer does is they take an animal who's not quite ready to find their forever home and gives them a temporary home in their community, so they get some time out of the shelter to spend with like a little bit of one-on-one care and a nice, quiet, and comfortable home. So this might be an animal who, say, recently got out of surgery and is recovering, or even an animal who has some very specific behavior needs and needs that one-on-one support that they just can't quite get in the shelter.
Right. And then, of course, the big thing that we want to encourage people to do is, if you're looking for a pet, please consider adopting a pet from the Ottawa Humane Society. Let's talk about the importance of that and what that process is like.
Absolutely. So we always say adoption is the best way to get a new pet, and the value of adopting a pet is huge. So we've already mentioned, of course, that every pet, or when you adopt a, say, cat, dog, or rabbit from us, they're coming spayed and neutered already, which can be a bit pricey as a surgery. And as well, too, they're coming with a set of vaccines already. They've had a number of health checks, checked for behavior, or their behavior needs, parasites. There's really a whole slew of things that you get when you adopt from the Humane Society compared to, say, picking up a cat off a Kijiji, or the same situation for a dog.
Yeah, and I mean, there's, as you just said, there's a danger in that. If somebody happens to have done that, I mean, can they approach the Ottawa Humane Society to make sure that the animal is in good shape and that it's spayed and neutered? Is that something you encourage?
Well, unfortunately, we're unable to provide veterinary services for owned animals. One service that we do offer is our mobile spay and neuter service, and that is a service for folks who have cats who are a bit low income as well. So they need to qualify for the program, but it makes that service more accessible to people who have a pet who is not spayed or neutered.
Right. Mm-hmm. What sort of questions should you ask yourself before you bring a pet into your home? I know families get excited. Young kids are always bugging parents, can we get a cat or a dog or a rabbit before you even, consider that? What sort of questions should you ask yourself?
Absolutely. And that's actually one of the best things to think about before you get a pet is exactly those types of questions. And so one thing you might want to consider is how much time do you have to spend with the pet? So is there going to be long periods of time where the pet is home alone by themselves? Say, for instance, as well, are you going to be able to provide that pet veterinary care when the time comes?
Right.
As well, too, what is it going to do to your schedule? So when are you going to feed the pet? If it's a dog, dog? When are you going to take it for a walk? How often are you going to scoop your cat's litter box? There's a whole lot of regular commitments you need to be considering before you adopt a pet or acquire a pet for that matter.
You're fully open. All the activities going on. Let's talk about March break. As I understand it, no opportunities, unfortunately, but it's good for the Humane Society that your March break programs are sold out at the moment.
That's exactly right. We're seeing so much interest in our March break program. I think the program sold out in about a day after we made it available. Parents are flocking to it.
It's like swimming lessons with the city. Same thing. It just goes crazy, right? People jump on it right away. Birthday parties, though, you do offer birthday parties. What do you offer at birthday parties?
Yeah, birthday parties are a really fun time. So the kids, one of my favorite parts of the birthday party is that they get to have a little one-on-one time with some of the animals. So we'll get the kids to all sit around in a circle, and we'll put a rabbit down between them, and the rabbit gets to hop around and go to each kid, and they get to have the time to pet them, interact with them a little bit. And it really can, for some kids, it'd be a nice introductory experience to just like what it's like to interact with an animal and get that hands-on experience.
You offering tours at the Ottawa Humane Society?
Absolutely. Tours are ongoing. Folks come and see what we're doing behind the scenes and really understand the work that we do at the Ottawa Humane Society.
Volunteer opportunities. Let's talk about that because it's one thing. Obviously, people fostering, that's a volunteer situation, but you're looking for volunteers all the time. Is that the case at the moment as well?
Absolutely. I think all the time is the right way to look at how we're getting volunteers, and there's always a need for us. The thing that changes though is what types of volunteers we're looking for. We have many different roles available to our volunteers, and we have a nice list available on the website of positions that are currently open and also positions that are not open at the time. But if there's something that piques your interest, keep an eye out, and it might come open, and we might be looking for someone just like you. Let's
remind everybody at home how they can help support the Ottawa Humane Society, in particular, tomorrow being World Spay Day.
Absolutely. So one of the best things you can do is hop onto our website and make a donation, or if you got your browser open right now, go to ottawahumane.ca/spayday, and you are good to go and make a donation to the animals.
Excellent. Always a pleasure, Stephen. Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And again, as I said, those tours are open, birthday parties are open as well. You can find all those adoptable animals on the website. We'll be right back after this.